Start. Done. Good evening, everyone. This is me, Uddesh. This is Kshitij, and this is going to be our very first podcast. We do not have any sort of experience in this. We are just doing this for pure fun. This is just two guys talking heart to heart about things which they are passionate about. And today we are talking about film. So Kshitij, what kind of films do you like?
Action, adventure, and whatever makes the heart beat fast.
So, so do you like violence in general? Violent films?
ना मानतोय ना नो वायलेंस गांधीवादी नो अहिंसा एकदम
Nice, nice. So,
तुका आवडता
yes, I love violence.
असं म्हणीस रे तू नो वायलेंस
Tarantino.
नो टॅरेंटिनो
Yes, I
गांधीवादी
love Tarantino.
महात्मा गांधी जिंदाबाद
So, which is the film that you know? Okay, tell me about some films which you know are always with you, which has stayed with you for this long. Like, you know, you have learned something from a movie. You know, after every now and then you come across a movie which really touches you. So, could you tell us about some?
So now this is a very interesting topic to speak about because there's just not one film that I have learned from. Almost every film that I have watched till later, there is some aspect of the film, there is some part of the film that has stayed with me till now, and the character development that happens within you. I'm not talking about the character within shown in the film, but the characters that have developed within me have been developed over the years after watching a lot of bloody films. Because since my very young days, I didn't have many friends. My parents used to work. They used to be at their work from 9 to 10, and I used to be left alone at home. And there wasn't really anyone in the village to play around. After my fourth, everyone grew up, and I was the only kid left. So the only friend that I had was TV. So it was me, TV, entire day. I didn't have any other means of entertainment. See, today we are living in 2022, but back when I was a kid, it was 2008.
Oh, so
And
much before the internet and Netflix.
So in 2008, we did not have internet. We did not have cell phones. We did not even have a landline. The only means of entertainment that I had was either getting beaten up by my parents for studies and watching films.
I've been there, yes.
So the most interesting part about my day was when my parents left from home and I watched TV. And it was it was a vast variety of the things that I watched. Because I used to watch everything. And I don't know how many people would agree, but a lot of people would agree that my English is okay, it's decent. And I don't have any polished accent or any accent. My accent is very neutral. One of the reasons my English is okay is because I have watched films since I was a kid.
Wow.
Because cartoons, American TV shows, American or Hollywood or Western films, everything that I have seen on TV was in English. Majority of it was in English. And from there, I have picked up a couple of things. The way I speak, the certain types of words that I use, my vocabulary has been influenced by them. Has been influenced by them.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
And for that reason, see, we live in Goa and we live in a village. Thivim is a village. It's not a metro. It's not a developed city. It's nothing fancy. And to be honest, not a lot of people have the English lexicon as their strong hand. I had a bit of a strong hand in that. That's why I got good marks in school in that particular language. So English is, sorry, not English. So films in general have been a huge influence on me because it has made me what I am today.
So apparently films are a better English teacher than we are.
Of course, of course, of
Yes,
course. Not all. Blossom best.
Yeah, but it makes sense now because you not only learn English but you learn the foreign way of talking English. Because
I learned how to communicate well, and the bit of confidence that I have with this language is because of films, TV in general,
so,
not just films, TV.
one other quick question. So since you have been watching films since your childhood, are you filming like
खूप
dramatic in
खूप
ways?
भयंकर अति म्हाका चडशे जे लोक म्हाका वळखतात जर डिस्क्रायब करचें पडलें म्हाका पयलो शब्द आसता वूड बी ड्रामा बिकॉज आय डू नॉट लिव फॉर ड्रामा आय एम ड्रामा.
Yes. So I I have few friends who like movies, and one interesting thing that we have in common, and I'm sure even you are one of them, is that whenever randomly sometimes whenever you are sitting alone, do you imagine yourself that you are a character in
Of
a
course.
movie?
Who
Like you are the
doesn't?
main character.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Because see, everyone is the main character in their life.
Yes.
You have a
absolutely.
story of your own, I have a story of my own. In my film, you're my friend, you're the supporting cast, but I am the lead role. And for everyone, that has to be true. Because, and see, if you do not consider yourself to be the main character in your own life, then there's something wrong. Then I would want to help you. Because it should be that way. You, in your mind, have to be the happiest, have to be the most confident, the hero, the superstar, everything.
True. It makes
And
sense.
I imagine everything. See, imagination is something that we humans have been blessed with. I do not know, I have no idea if animals or trees have imaginations or anything, a complex brain as ours to have imagination. But imagination as a trait, no, not as a trait, but
Feature.
how would I describe it? See, to be imaginative or to have imaginations, it's a huge blessing. If people did not have imagination, would we see Avengers?
No.
Would we see John Wick? Would we see flying planes? If someone did not imagine that this would happen, would it happen?
Yes.
And for that reason, I very, very firmly believe if it is imaginable, it's possible.
Wow.
Because if it weren't, how would you imagine it? If something is impossible, you won't be able to imagine it. I can imagine myself being the richest man in the world tomorrow.
That's
It is possible. The probability might be very, very low, but it's possible. Because I can imagine it, it can happen some way or the other. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. I think movies, they also give you a different perspective. Yes,
I would just
Sure,
like
sure.
to
Sure.
talk you for 1 minute. See, when everyone says movies, I don't know, for some reason, I don't like the word movie. I don't know why. I genuinely do not. I always try to make it a point not to say movie. I don't know why. I like the word film or cinema better. It's just something that is,
Yeah, I get it. Movie is like
specific to me. I don't like movies. Movie mache.
yeah, I know, I get it. Movie is like something for just entertainment, fun. But film,
Shabdata.
feels,
Breathes
it
that.
feels as if it has weight to it,
Mm.
itself. I feel movies, not only
Too
helps
much.
you.
Too much.
Yeah.
Movie man.
Okay. So I think
तुका
films.
जशें मनाक बरें दिसता पळय तशें म्हणपाचें. हांव कितें म्हणटा तें हांव कितें चिंतता तें कित्याक फरक पडटा.
Yes. So films in general give you a different perspective of things.
Yes, of course.
Uh, Could you share a few names of movies which you know that
have liked.
maybe helped you to look at the world in a different way, in a different perspective?
Uh, there are multiple, but right now what I can think of is Ranbir Ranbir Kapoor's Tamasha. Tamasha has been one film that I have liked very, very, very much. I think it didn't do very well on the box office, but the, the entire concept of the film, the way how the story was narrated, see, it was very very interesting to me because I I saw how the character developed, what he was going through, and why he did what he did. See, because when I react to something, suppose if you do something and I was negatively affected by it, huh? Though it may not have been your intention, but I felt bad. Now, there are multiple possibilities of why this might have happened. See, you are my friend. You would not try to intentionally hurt me, right? Huh?
Yes.
You would have some concern for my feelings.
Absolutely.
But even having that, you did that. You did something bad. But I could not see why you did it. And that's why I was angry or mad at you. I didn't talk to you for days. Now, where the interesting part is, see, unless you know uh, the entire story, you will never be able to what's the word here?
Judge.
Judge the situation correctly, because as you get to know more information about something, your judgment or your opinion, your perspective of the thing changes. See, in that film, it's shown that uh, the main character, he can't really concentrate on work, huh? So, and just to carry on with his daily life, he puts on a mask. He tries to do everything that he is supposed to do in the work, in the job, but he doesn't do it very well. But and it's hurting him inside. That, see, I have to do this to live, or else I won't have anything. That's why I'm doing this job. So whatever he does it mediocrely. Okay, I don't know if that's the correct word, but mediocrity is what they've tried to show in everything that he does. But why is he mediocre at whatever he's doing? Because that is not what he wants to do. That is what he has to do in order to survive. His talent was somewhere else, and there where his actual talent was, he excelled at a later point of time. But when the viewer watches that scene for a very limited period of time, he gets into a perspective of the character. Hey, okay, रे काहीच आहे नाही जगणे. पण मागीर कळटा बाबा हेजे कडेन कित्याक जाय नासलें तें. अशें म्हणून त्याने मागीर तें इतलें बरें केलें. Moral of the story is, why did I say Tamasha? I like Tamasha because Tamasha gave me a different perspective on how to look at things. एक कितें गोष्ट घडली, एकाच नजरेनसून एकाच दृश्टीनसून जर तेजेर तूं पळयत न्ही, जाल्यार तुजो ओपिनियन ना जाल्यार तुजें जजमेंट सारकें आसतलें अशें ना. Because you need to consider everything that's revolving around that situation.
Both sides of the coin.
There are just not two sides. My perspective. There's my perspective. There's your perspective. There's the perspective of someone who isn't involved in this. There is the perspective of someone who is affected by this. Various perspectives, but we cannot actually list down how many perspectives there are. But to have the best judgment, I feel you need to have entire information. And that is something that I have learned from Tamasha. It may not be the direct message of the film, but that is what I have been able to grasp. And this has actually helped me a lot since the time I have seen the film. See, thinking in this direction has helped me a lot in a lot of aspects of life. See, I am a person who would get angry very much, very easily. I don't have good control over my anger. But after I realized this, that this is something that actually does happen, my anger has calmed down because I'm able to think, pause for a while and think, oh, ये कर ले, पण कित्याक? This calms me down and this uh, lets me have a better judgment or a perspective. Tamasha, my favorite Indian film to date,
Nice.
because it has given me a good quality as a person. What's yours?
My one of my favorite film is Shawshank Redemption. You watched that movie? So Shawshank Redemption. That movie explains it. I guess everyone have watched that movie. So what does that? You know the story of the movie.
If you haven't seen it, see it.
The banker, his wife is cheating on him. Someone else kills his wife. Oh, no spoilers. Okay, so
Okay, याद रहे spoilers to me. वो 50 साल पहले ना चुप मारा.
so what I've learned from the movie is no matter how good you are, no matter who you are, life can be unfair to you.
Correct.
Anything can happen. But that doesn't mean that you should be go out of your character or go out of your line. You should always be yourself.
Correct.
Sometimes you may be right, but you shouldn't spend your time proving that you are right. You should instead focus on your life and eventually you will get there.
Because whenever something bad happens, at the moment we may not realize that whatever has happened. See, there is always a silver lining. Even if we may not see it at the particular moment, but there will definitely come a time where we will realize that whatever happened actually happened for good.
True.
I firmly believe in this, that whatever happens for good. At the moment we may not realize why it happened, but at a later point of time, whenever we are mentally capable of thinking about it, getting mature enough to think about it, then we will realize that there is a silver lining.
Today's episode, guys, we have no idea how it have turned out, but we have tried our best. We'll definitely improve over time. And it was very nice talking to Kshitij. He's so passionate about films. I hope he'll be director someday.
Yes.
So, thank you for watching, guys.